the city of Los Angeles, coronavirus, and rental evictions. Currently, the city of LA has a hold on most evictions, which means that if you don't pay rent, you won't be evicted. I mean, it's pretty much the real life equivalent of the movie The Purge. A free pass to break the law. Which makes one think, like, should you still be paying that ridiculously high gazillion-dollar Los Angeles rent? Let's find out coming up. By the way, my name is Daniel Rangel. I'm a real estate agent in Los Angeles, and you are tuning into the Artist of Real Estate channel, where I publish educational videos on the topic of real estate. So, should you be taking advantage of Purge holiday and not pay your rent? Absolutely, 100% not. See, the media is making it seem like it's a free-for-all, and politicians are making it seem like they're doing a lot more for the community than they actually are. If you are in a position to pay rent, you definitely should. 3 reasons. 1, the hold on evictions does not mean forgiveness of rent. You still owe this money, and if eventually you don't pay for it, you will be evicted and you will have an eviction on your record, and it will be nearly impossible to find a replacement rental property. Number 2, the media's flaunting this idea that almost makes it seem like you don't have to pay rent for the next 12 months. Extremely misleading. What it actually is that you have 12 months to catch up on any past due rent, and even that sounds better than it actually is. For example, let's say Bob pays $3,000 a month for a 1-bedroom shack somewhere in Venice. Now, Bob has been watching the news, so he's like, hell yeah, Purge holiday, here I come. So Bob hasn't been paying the rent for the past 3 months, which means he owes about $9,000 in backed up rent. Divided by 12, that's $750, which means that once the coronavirus restrictions are lifted, Bob's new monthly payment, instead of being $3,000, is now going to be $3,750 a month. Number 3, if it eventually leaks out that you could have been paying rent, but you chose not to pay rent, and you use coronavirus as an excuse to not pay rent, and you find yourself in court and the judge is like, yeah, show me the proof of financial hardship, and you don't have a proof, or it just doesn't make sense, you, my friend, are going to be facing some very difficult and heavy legal repercussions. Now, I'm not saying all of this to like scare people into paying rent that they can't pay, or force them to pay rent that they can't pay. On the contrary, I just want to bring light to the true cost of not paying this rent. Now, that being said, absolutely 100%, there's not a doubt that a lot of people have been affected by coronavirus and do have real financial hardships as a result of coronavirus. Now, for people in this situation, my recommendation is this. 1, communication is key. As soon as you find out that you are in a financial hardship, let your landlord know, let them know immediately, and preferably let them know in writing. Now, your landlord might not ask for proof of your financial hardship, but I highly recommend that you get a little folder and you stuff that thing with proof just in case you need it down the road. Number 2, pay what you can. Remember, at the end of the day, this rent is not forgiven, and the less that you pay now, the harder it's going to be to catch up later. And number 3, set up some type of an agreement with the landlord, a repayment plan as to how you guys are going to remedy the situation. Now, keep in mind the landlord has an incentive to work with you. There's a cost to having a vacant unit, and there's a cost to an eviction. So they have an incentive to work with you. Have this conversation with them, and who knows, they might be like, you know what, Bob, you've been amazing. You've been a great tenant. I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna forgive last month's rent, or I'm gonna give you a 20% discount on the next 3 months. You don't know. Have this conversation with the landlord. So in summary, if you are in a position to pay rent, do not take purge holiday. Now, if you are in a difficult position, remember, let your landlord know immediately. 2, pay what you can. And 3, set up a repayment agreement. And remember, like with most problems in life, good, effective, and respectful communication is key. Now, for my big fat disclaimer, I am not an attorney. I'm simply just a real estate agent. For legal advice, make sure to reach out to an attorney. At the same time, I will put a link below with more information on the topic coming directly from the Los Angeles Housing Department. More on your rights during this coronavirus time. Make sure to check that out.